Hey y'all, it's Lindsey. I'm going to share with you what I eat today on a Ketovore lifestyle. I classify that as high protein, moderate to high fat, and low carb. And that's the way I feel my healthiest. So that's what I've been doing for quite some time now. I wanted to share what I've already had with you. So far today, I have started my day off with black coffee, and that is the way every day is started. I have a regular drip brew machine over here. We program it, well, I program it whenever I close the kitchen down at night to set it up so whenever I wake up in the morning, it is just finished brewing and hot, ready to go. We also use the Keurig quite a bit, but for the most part, having the coffee made the moment I roll out of bed, I don't know, that's just such a, a reassuring part of my day. It's a very comforting thing to know the coffee is already made and I don't have to wait. Maybe that's just impatience. I don't know, but it's one of the ways that I set myself up for success in the mornings. Well, I guess I set myself up at night for the morning the next day. But anyway, so we did that. And I did wake up pretty hungry this morning, and we had a lot of stuff going on, so I had to eat a little bit later. I took some of my egg white bread that I toasted up back here in my air fryer. I lightly toasted it. I don't like to toast it too much. It does have a tendency to burn easily, but just a little bit of a light toast so that it can, get warm and just kind of have a little bit of a different texture to it. I really appreciate that. So I did that, sliced it up, popped it in the toaster here, or the air fryer here, and then I probably spread about a tablespoon. I did 2 slices, about a tablespoon between the 2 slices, and then I decided to try out making a quick jam in my microwave. So all I did was I took about a 1/4 cup of strawberries. It was 33 grams, which is not quite an official 1/4 cup according to the package on my frozen strawberries. I put that in the microwave. No, we're getting all the messages. Oh dear. Okay. I put that in the microwave with, maybe a 1/4 cup of water, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of gelatin, and maybe 1/2 teaspoon of allulose, a little pinch of real salt, and I microwaved that for probably 4 minutes. The vessel I used, my bowl had tall sides, which I thought was going to protect me with the small amount of jam ingredients I had. That was not the case. It just kind of like up and over. So I had a mess in my microwave, but I was able to mash that strawberry up pretty well in the liquid, and the microwave, it kind of causes the molecules of the water to move really, really fast to where they kind of evaporate. And so it kind of helped it to reduce. I didn't want to do it on my stove because I was cooking bacon at the same time, and I didn't want the bacon grease getting into the jam. I'm sure it would be delicious, but I just didn't want that. So I pulled the jam, the microwave jam, out of my microwave, mashed up the strawberry part, and let it set a bit. That gelatin kind of helped it to set and thicken up enough to where it would sit on top of my toast without creating a runny mess. So that worked out beautifully. Like I said, I was cooking bacon. I had 3 slices of the Wright's thick cut hickory bacon. Love the Wright's brand bacon so very much. And yeah, I had I'm working on that cup of coffee. This was the 2nd cup of coffee for the day. Again, black coffee per usual. So there is that. We have a couple errands to run today. We also have a very lovely rainy day. I'm here for it. It is warmer outside, and that means that the allergy, head sinus, back and forth weather is still a factor if I sound a little nasally. But I don't know what else. I don't know what else we're going to get into. I don't know what else I'm going to have for the day. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants like I usually do. Here is what I'm going to have for lunch. I'm going to try to explain this a little bit. So this is Monterey chicken without cheese. I have shared in the past my Monterey chicken, and it's a spinoff of the Chili's restaurant Monterey chicken. I don't know if they still even have that on the menu, but for a long, long time I've been making this. It's just a chicken breast topped up with some already cooked bacon, some diced tomatoes, and then cheese on top, seasonings of your choice, and I topped all of it with green onions. But because I am going dairy-free for the month, or at least cheese, heavy cream, yogurt, all of those types of things, at least because I'm going free of those things, I made mine without cheese. This is leftovers from last night. I have a few tablespoons of my homemade mayonnaise. I had to scrape it out with my jar scraper there. And then I have about maybe a teaspoon of sriracha in there. I'm going to dip my mini bell peppers here, mini sweet peppers I should say, in my sriracha mayo. And then I also have some of the pork rinds from Sam's Club, the Members Mark. I like this brand, this variety. It's just plain pork rinds and salt, pork skin and salt. The only two ingredients. It's easily accessible. It's not overly greasy, and the price point is acceptable. It's just what we have. So I'm going to do that. I've got a glass of water here. I'm not having my electrolytes yet, but that will come this afternoon shortly. I have finished most of this. These are just not cutting it for me. I don't know. Those peppers, they're just like super sweet, and I don't think I'm going to finish those. I'm still hungry. I'm going to go scrounge around for something more for protein, and maybe I'll do like a protein milk or something, because I don't know. Those are they're just not the business right now. All right, I pulled together a cake batter protein milk. I call it protein milk because I have not actually blended this in a blender with like ice, so it doesn't really feel like a shake. So anyway, what do I have in here? I have a cup of almond milk and about a half cup of water, 1 serving of my Isopure whey protein isolate. This is considered dairy technically, but because I don't find it to cause cravings for myself, this is one of the 2 dairy things that I've allowed myself during this month's focus. The other one is butter. I have some of the Lor-Ann, oh my gosh, are we going to play this game? Yes. Okay. Cake batter flavor oil here from Lor-Ann. I have some real salt, about probably a teaspoon of MCT oil. We talked about the almond milk, water cup down. Okay, and then I also did probably half a teaspoon of acacia powder. And then for funsies, I did some of the super fat keto sprinkles, probably about a teaspoon of those, which adds 3 carbohydrates. I mean, it is what it is. It's for fun. It's for fun. I love the fact that they don't have any artificial coloring in it. Okay, so we have about 1 carb, 4 carbs. What are the total carbs here? 2 carbs from fiber. Even though it says 0 carbs, those 2 fiber carbs, I still say those count. So there's that, 2 and 4. So we're at about 6 carbs for this protein milk. I'm going to go drink this. It's about 2:15-ish. Yeah, right at 2:15 right now. It's very rainy outside. I've got the laundry going. I have the girls off doing their quiet time activities. The girls, the big girls, they have memory work that they work through, and they do some Bible homework and that kind of thing. I mean, we're homeschoolers, so isn't all work homework? I digress. Anyway, so I kind of want to sit down, have another cup of coffee, and just veg out for a little while. However, I have a bee in my bonnet about some stuff that is just kind of stored away in my closet, just kind of, you know, like you put things in a bin and you think, I'm going to come back to this at some point. Well, that point is now. I'm going to go do those things. I've got some old technology of the girls. It's like really, really old tablets, like 7+ years old, that the things don't even turn on. You can't charge them. They're just like paperweights at this point. So I need to clear those out. I need to clear through a few other things. I just have like just things that have accumulated. You know, we don't have a super cluttered house. However, we do have our little spots where things collect. So I'm just going to take the time to manage it. I do have yet another glass of water here. I'm going to go turn a podcast on as I do that. So, you know, that's the way the afternoon is shaping up so far. The cake batter, I was trying to remember the name, cake batter. The cake batter protein milk was tasty. A lot of my sprinkles kind of got stuck to the sidewall of my shaker bottle, but it was fine. It was fine. It was good, and that helped me get more protein. I'm pretty sure Before I had that protein milk, I was sitting at about 25 grams of protein. The pork rinds themselves don't actually count as a complete protein, but there were enough amino acids in there to make me content. So anyway, so plenty of protein there, and I'm gonna go do the things I said I was gonna do. I have been working on making some egg white wraps here. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So what I did here was I used some of my gelatin, bloomed that in water, mixed in some egg whites, some protein powder, and I added a little bit of salt. I greased my skillet here. This is a crepe pan, a 10-inch pan. I greased it with a little bit of bacon fat that I rendered and spread it all out. I used some crepe tools. This right here is absolutely phenomenal. I thought this was going to make it more difficult to turn over my wraps, but I was wrong. I've been using a super thin pancake turner that was working okay, but I decided to go ahead and try this out. It came in the little set that I bought, which had 3 different crepe spreaders and the turner. And I thought I was going to struggle, but something magical happens with this bad boy. It is kind of whittled on either side so that it has a very fine edge on the point. But because it is so long and flat, it worked out beautifully to slide it under and flip it over. I am sold. So I got a few wraps right here. I will probably make a few more and then get started on the filling for my wraps. Tonight for dinner, I think I'm going to sort of make my own version of a Trim Healthy Mama recipe. Their recipe is called Good Grub, and it's basically ground meat, a bunch of seasonings, some cauli rice blended into it, kind of a high ratio of cauli rice to ground meat. I'm going to reduce the cauli rice dramatically. I do like sort of the texture and flavor absorption that cauli rice adds to the recipe, but I just don't want to have that much dilution of my protein. So I am going to do that probably, and I probably will add like some shredded lettuce, that kind of thing, kind of make a version of tacos, but make it more of an Asian beef kind of inspired flavor. I'm feeling like I need more spices. I've been plugging my numbers into Carb Manager today over here, and my fat is, it's definitely so far been more of a keto day than a Ketovore day. I'm only at 84 grams of protein. That to me is no bueno. I want to hit about 150 grams. So I need to figure out how to find about 70 grams or so of some protein quick. I mean, not quick. It's not like the day is gone yet, but I've been, right now, my protein to fat ratio has been a 1-to-1. I'm at 83 grams of fat, the 84 grams of protein, and my total carbs is 18 grams. Feeling solid about that. I am not a good tracker. I do not regularly track, but today I was feeling kind of noshy earlier, and I couldn't figure out what the deal was. Like, why are you feeling so hungry, Lindsay? What is going on? Plugged everything in, saw, oh, my protein is like barely over the halfway mark, and we are already 2/3 of the way through the day. Might need more protein, Lindsay. So that is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go cook this up and I will show you whenever dinner is ready. So I have not yet had any electrolytes today. I am going to take a scoop of the Redmond Relight electrolytes. Not quite a full scoop, but we're gonna make that work. Look, I remembered the scoop goes in the container. I cannot twist that one very well. Okay, and then also I've been doing some research about iodine and its impact on our lives. I've been reading The Iodine Crisis. Amy over at Carnivore's Angel did a live stream about it, and it has
Definitely been one of those things that I am fascinated with. I'm going to just do a few drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am investigating this further, giving it a test for myself. Put that in there. Hot water to start. I don't know if hot water will impact the iodine though. Well, that was a poor choice. Oh well, we'll see how that goes. All right, 4 ounces of hot water. Working hard to dissolve my electrolytes. You know, given that iodine is an element, I wonder if I could pull out one of our chemistry books to see how it reacts to heat. Oh well. All right, over here, look at that. It's already dissolving super well. I just can't get over the fact that there is 0 coloring to it, whether natural or artificial. I've also been kind of on a kick to try to reduce our artificial coloring and food dyes as much as possible. Obviously, the kids still have things like M&Ms every now and again, but small, steady steps. All right, I'm going to let that dissolve a little longer and drink some electrolytes. Dinner is done, and I've got my plate right here. I have 4 of my egg white wraps that I made. They hold up so well. And then I've got 160 grams of my Good Grub version myself that I made. All it was a pound of ground beef, half a cup of cauli rice. There's salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and red pepper flake. I let that all cook down until it was not juicy anymore. And the beef I used was 93.7 lean ground beef, and that turned out to be quite a lot more protein than I was expecting, but I'm here for it. I also used some sriracha. I mean, I've got the red pepper flake in there. I know I'm getting more sriracha. I really like some spicy things. Lindsey likes her food spicy. Oh, I miss Seinfeld. Okay, anyway, I'm going to have this. I have 4 total wraps here, and I plugged this into Carb Manager, and oh my word, I want to say this was 81 grams of protein. Let me take a quick peek. Here's my dinner, and it has 81 grams of protein there, so that's pretty fantastical. Oh, and the romaine lettuce. I did not pop that on there, or I did not tell you that, but obviously you can see that there's a little bit of romaine. That was 11 grams of romaine lettuce that I shredded up. Okay, that's my dinner. I'm going to go eat with the rest of the family.
We made it to the end of the night or day. I don't know. Girls are all in bed, and I don't really feel too hungry or snacky. I do feel thirsty, and I need to refill my water cup here. I went and looked over at Carb Manager. I told you in the past I am not a good tracker, but tracking as an afterthought kind of wasn't too terrible. But regardless, I wound up at, what is it? Let me just read through this. I wish I had my glasses. Okay, my protein was 166 grams, and on Carb Manager, my goal is 155. That's the exact goal. I just like to get between 100 and 150, and usually trying for 150. So I feel like I did solid on my protein today. Fat was at 101 grams, and Carb Manager allows me or tells me that I should eat 120 grams. My total carbs today was 22 grams. My net carbs was 16, sorry. And then my calories was at 1,646 calories total. I'm not too sure that I feel like eating much. I have it in my brain like, oh, I could eat something more and just kind of feel snacky or whatever while we're watching TV, but I don't think I need it. I don't. And my actual calorie goal is 1792. I'm not in a weight loss phase for myself. I am just in a maintenance phase and an anti-inflammatory phase. That's always my goal. And that's also why I won't go back to sugar, because inflammation. So, I mean, I have 150 calories left according to this, and I'm not one to follow the rules. I'm not one to follow the suggested recommendations or whatever. I'm like, you know what? If I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. Oh, me. So anyway, I think that's going to cover it for tonight. If I have anything more, it's just going to be more water. Yeah, I got nothing else. So I appreciate you coming along with me as I show you what I eat today. I hope to see you in the next video.